This section's about rates, ratios, and proportions. So I'm going to start out with definitions. The first definition is a ratio, a comparison of two quantities. Those two quantities can be of any amount. Let's just talk about 2 and 3. Another name for a ratio would just simply be a fraction. A fraction is two numbers separated by division. Same thing as a ratio. A rate is the ratio of two quantities with different units. I'll go ahead and just talk about 50 miles over 1 hour. There's many different examples we could give, but really we're just talking about anything with different quantities. So I could be talking about price over 1 ounce or price over 1 pound. We'll do a lot of that here shortly. The unit rate is something with the rate is a rate with the second quantity of 1. So the last example I gave you, 50 miles over 1 hour, notice how the bottom quantity is 1. So this is considered a unit rate. A conversion factor is taking two things that are equal. We know that 12 inches equals 1 foot, and writing them as a ratio. So it's two things that are equal but use different units. Another one we could make up is that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So the first problems you're going to see today are ones with finding unit rates, and we're going to do that for cost per ounce. So what I'll do is I'll take my cost and I'll put it over the number of ounces there are. In the grocery store, you'll see this all the time. They'll have on the small tag underneath the product how much it costs per ounce or per pound or per serving. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this equal to something over 1 ounce. Well, what that means I was doing was I was dividing by 32. So that means on top I need to divide by 32. What I'm going to do is use my calculator, and I'm going to type in $1.20 divided by 32. That gives me about 4 cents. So I'll write here 0.0375. Moving on to a second example. Second example I'm going to give you is the price for apples. So we've got price over pounds. Again, I want to make this a unit rate, so that means the bottom's equal to 1. That means I'm going to divide by 3. And on top, I'm going to divide by 3. This time, I know what $2.25 divided by 3 is on the top of my head. So I'll just go ahead and write that as 75 cents. This would be my unit rate. Last example of unit rate, I'm going to take the $1.56 and I'm going to put it over the 48 ounces. Again, I want to find the unit rate, so I'm going to put that over 1 ounce. That's 48 divided by 8. I said 48 divided by 8. I meant 48 divided by 48. And so I'm going to take $1.56 and divide it by 48. So I'm going to get out my calculator and then take my $1.56 and divide that by 48. That gives me a little over 3 cents. So I'll write in here 0.0325. There is my unit cost or unit rate for that particular problem.